just so you know, I'm just a crazy dude that loves making hard question. Okay, so I'm not a professional. So what I'm gonna do is do the basics of algebra. We're starting with the basics. And here, I believe we start with the numbers, basically what we learned in the past, because algebra is technically is a way to describe something that we use variables to describe certain ideas and fundamentals. So let me get my pen and we'll start. So it's making questions, right? But anyway, technically speaking, if we were talking about algebra, the basics we need to learn is that variables can equal numbers, an infinite amount of them, because it could be like anything, right? So unless we have actual data we can actually put, but if it's m equals x. But the basics of basic is addition. In reality, the simple thing is this, because the answer is just basically x equal 5, or a equal 5, or any other alphabet, except for special alphabet like I, because that equals negative 1, or special alphabet that there is, but I don't actually. Yeah, that's I think that's the only one. Actually, E equals some, yeah, the natural. So other than those two, actually you can still use them, but they'll be a pain in the ass, so no one used them. So just the realization that a letter can be a number is all they need to answer this question. As you can clearly see, this first video is going to probably be have a lot more questions than what I normally do, because let's face it, this is going to be basic. Another simple question, but they're equal to each other, and then they just have to say that, make an equation which is a plus b, c plus b equals a plus c plus b. Huh. Yes, I do realize how ridiculous this is. So I'm starting it, and I made these, and I'm gonna write total gain here. So okay, if everyone get double the pay, as many apples they got, what is a simple? Okay, so I should probably label these, but I don't think they need to be labeled. Anyways, first question over here. I'm basically, where's my pen? Uh, Basically asking for what is x, and x should be, since they don't know anything, I would pretty much be okay with this or this starting, right? All right, yeah. A to B, or it doesn't matter for now, because they probably don't know which was the simplest. This was the simplest. Maybe you should give partial points like +2 and +1 if you get that one, or +1 to get that one. That's fun. I'm gonna be fun with that one after I finish everything up. If everyone gets double the pay of apples, the simplest form. So literally it will be A plus to C plus B. Um, that's just knowing the factorial form, that you could just do that. And I chose May on purpose because this might confuse. This is even though it's the same process. And if they do this, I think I'll just still give them the full points. If it was +2, I would just give them full points, because why not? They're the same thing. Actually, no. I see simplest form of May, so this would actually not work. So never mind. I will give them +1 for that, because they didn't follow the knowledge. Because they should get the simplest form, which the simplest form is 2a plus c plus b. And if they want to get in order, it could be b plus c and then 2. This doesn't matter. It's still the same thing. It just looks better. Anyway, that should work as our fable. So this is going to be our box answer now. Anyways, that sounds good. The next question could be simply as, because this is, well, we could also make a question like this. If 2, 5, I'm gonna purposely do this, 9, the what I know this is technically wrong. I'm purposely doing that. Then what is the equation given? So this was a little trick question because I'm still, love to torture students. So what they should realize is what that doesn't make any sense. And then you could do plus 2 plus 5 does not equal 9, and that would be the equation because that doesn't make sense. You can't have that, and there's no variable, therefore you can't make it correct. Or the other way you could do it is 2 plus 5 equal 9 plus x, or 9x. I mean, you can make it into equation because I did say what is the equation. I didn't say you couldn't do this or any of these forms. So technically speaking, that's fine, right? Just make an equation out of this and you're done. So you can either prove to me that this is impossible, or you could add another variable and make an equation. Sure, fair enough. Next thing I want them to probably know is that in this system, x equal 2, and let's just do, actually the best way would be doing this, 2 y equal 5, and then z equal 7. Okay, so I'll write what is a here. What is a? Um, the reason for this is that I want them to know that if there was two equations like x plus b plus c, and you have x equal 5 plus b, this x and this x should be the same no matter, as long as it's in the same system. So that's what the point of that question. I made it intentionally confusing, making it look like, oh, this is a different question. Um, and I should make it more visible by doing that, or make a number. I need to number these, which I will do that last because I'm not sure how much of them will be there. I have to count out the points also. Last part. By that I mean the last part should be counting up points, how much the distribution should be. Now we do want to make complicated equations now. So what I'll do is that I'll write like for every 10 pairs there is a let me think. Uh, there is a 1 apple increase in the barrel, which already has 10 apples. Make an equation. Or should I make it into an ABC? I don't see any ABC yet. I don't think that that's necessary for these questions because, frankly enough, until you get more complicated, I don't think I really want to do that. In the end, I'll explain my reasoning for all my questions and how they answer them. But for now, we're going to move on to the next question. And then next question is probably going to be something like, I do want to put one of those simpler questions, but I think the simplest basic things that you should learn before this, thing, even though it's chapter like long. Actually, I think this is chapter. No, I don't even know which chapter would this belong. I don't think this is actually part of. If you were to go in class, I don't think this would be any part of any chapter. It would be a prerequisite probably, or maybe summer homework. Yeah, probably. But I definitely think you should start with division, and you should start with the FOIL. So we do want one FOIL technique here. So how would I do that, although in a word problem format? Well, in that sense, we need something that we can multiply, but also has an addition between and one variable that we need to solve or either create. Okay. So in that sense, we could just say there were, let me finish this thing up and I'll show you. So make uh, and make an expanded form. And so what I basically did was the simplest thing possible. You could change the numbers up. You can make it into 3x for all I care, or 5x, or 10x, or 100. I mean, 100 would be too much. If this was a calculator one, then I wouldn't care. So expand for, and I guess that's all I can do for this one. But I can also do if. Okay, so I do need to label these now. Because they're getting a pain in the butt. Let me label them. Now we're going to territory. Now we're going to territory that probably wouldn't be for summer homework. Probably would be the first thing they learn. Expand. Unless I actually never took Algebra 1 class. I skipped it. So, haha, yeah. So let's just make this part B, and let's just say, well, we can say, all right, if x equals you can't do negative here. So 5 divided by 2, which is impossible. If they know this, that the variable's apple, I'm gonna make this ABCD. This one I can do ABCD. And then what is the total amount of apples? So actually, this can be possible because I didn't define x, so never mind, I'm wrong. This would work. If this was the y, if I instead said pairs in there, so okay, how about this then? X is a reference to pairs, and obviously I'm not talking about problem 7, but I'm talking about this one. So now I can do part A. I'm not gonna do it like that. I'm gonna do it like A, B, C, D, E. Because I'm evil, I always do D, E up to E. Let me get that out of the way. And let's just go back like this. A will start with, well, impossible. 0, 1, -1, 5. So the right answer is A because apples variables is a pair. You can't have a half a. Actually, I take that back. Technically speaking, you can get a half a pair. So, all right. This. I'll make this 100. So, can you really realistically get that much? You know, I just make sure 1,000. How are you going to get that much pairs? Logic-based problems would indicate that this is impossible. Hopefully they get it. Yeah, that's a troll question if I ever seen one. Yep. Logic. Yes. Okay, this is probably something that they will never actually put on the test because who would ever think of this in a freaking test environment? I never took Algebra 1 also. I skipped it, so I don't know if the teachers would ever even put that in. But as I told you, I'm a total noob. I'm an amateur. So I'm putting that in for fun. Yeah. This is going to turn out horribly. So what else do I want to put in part C? I want to actually put a number that would actually work. So, wait a second. Oh my god. Actually speaking, I need to make sure I put a number that actually over here. I actually want to make a realistic one that actually makes sense with the whole thing. So I had to change all these up. In the calculator answer, which if they plug into the calculator, we negative 0.00499 about. So I'll give them partial credit if it shows that. So in that case, um of a negative, how much of it is possible? So actually, I have a great idea. Impossible, impossible, and impossible. But I'll give different reasons. Um, this would be negative and um, uh, x defies logic, or this one, negative answer and um, uh, apple is too small, which they can't be small if it's negative. I mean, I mean, I guess you could. Oh, did they even learn negative numbers right now? I don't know. I'm not sure. Did they know? No, who knows? All right. Anyway, negative and positive, which doesn't even make sense. Man, I just realized the time. So, um, now it's time to explain because I only have the form. So, what I want from each of these questions. So, basically, this one, I just want you to understand that a variable can be any number. So, A would work, B would work, I'm sorry, five. A would work, B, C, D, maybe not E because that indicates the weird thing about the the 2.1718281, a thing that we use for natural number, which would indicate, and then we will not use any of those Greek letters, which hopefully they don't know yet. If they do know it, something suspicious going on. Capital letter you could, but I don't really know why because normally we never use that. So maybe dock a point there. And any other thing I wouldn't use is I. I is the square root of -1. So here's my answer key for this one. So maybe I should do it like this. So I have literally put the answer key here. It's badly fonted because I'm not dumb. Actually fonting it correctly, which is fine because I will font it correctly eventually. Oh yeah, by the way, all of this will be in the description below, so you can check it, you can see it. It might take me a while for me to actually put it there because I'm incredibly, what's the word? I don't know. Forgetful, I guess that's the right word. I don't know. So for number two, what the right answer, number two, we would have. So I have two answers here. So I would say I'm going to parenthesize this one as saying that that's another answer. So everything is equal. So that's what I'm looking for. 2 points I think would work for this one. We'll see how it works. Turn out at the end. I'm still not done figuring everything out. I've told you I'm just a crazy kid that loves doing this. Part three. I never said to find the value x. I only said to express x, right? So, yes, express x. There's two ways to answer this. One with numbers, one with A, B, and C, and D. Okay? So, two answers. One is x. Actually, there's like multiple answers, actually. So, hear me out. This to other people might be wrong to others because it's not simplified enough. Fair enough. But I only asked for express. So, x equal 2 AB perfect 2 no, sorry, yeah, no, sorry, A plus 2B, perfectly fine. Next one, um x equal 2B, plus a, totally fine. Next one, but also what is fine is if they do this, x equal 11. All of them are perfectly valid answers. I only asked for express. Remember that. So there would be partial credit probably for each and every one of them. I don't know. Maybe there will be extra credit for if you choose all three of them. I don't know. I'm not a teacher. I'm just a crazy person that literally does this for fun. All right. If all right. As oh, I forgot to say reference to question Q2. Okay, so reference to Q2. So Q2 is there. And now I'm gonna change this. I want to do Tom, but it's fine. It doesn't really matter. Because okay. So it's simplest form. Well, guess what? This is their simplest form. And yeah, even if I chose Tom, this would be the simplest form. So no matter what, simplest. But there's partial credit that probably you can do for that, and that would be a mess to deal with. Ha! I'm glad I'm still a student. Haha. So yes, I'm gonna write in Jamboard. It's gonna suck. All right. So not okay. So not an equation, or I said, what is the equation? I never said if this equals that. You could make any equation. Never said you couldn't. So you could literally put 2 plus 5 equal 9x. Yeah, that will work. X 2 plus 5 equal 9. Why? You can even put two variables. I said just do what is actually I should put equation. I never actually make equation sounds better. So literally you could do anything here and get away with it. So you can even put x equal y. Yeah. Oh, wait a second. I should also delete this. Make it, and then actually that's good enough. So make an equation. Make an equation. Um, because I realized if then would actually imply something else, and I don't want that. And this is why you double check everything. Also, please tell me if I make any mistakes. Put it down in the comments. So I can. This is just gonna be part one, remember? So, and this is gonna be part one of basics. So we're not even done with basics, I don't think. If my definition of that basics right, I'm not sure if I was actually in class because, as I told you, I skipped out for one. Yeah, yeah. So something you need to know about this: does it have to be x and y? No. So if a student was like completely evil and diabolical to a student, they could choose A and B, even Z. But following a rule I said, do not put I and E. That's all they don't have to do. If they put E in there, you will have to dock points on them because that's literally implying the natural number. Or oh right, pi. Do not use pi. I guess Greek alphabet would work. So good for them. But don't use pi also. But I can't write pi in the Jamboard, so I'm not doing that. Next thing we need to do, we already have something on here. A equal that. That's perfectly fine. And I don't think I need to explain more. ETC. If you're a math teacher or someone that knows math, you should be able to determine that very easily. So I'm such an evil person. My personal question, if you look carefully, it's completely evil in its design. Next evil deed. I'm joking, but if I'll deal with partial credit later, so I'm just gonna do this really quickly. Okay, now there's two ways actually to actually do this because I only said expand. I never said to simplify. So I would give an answer like this props because they technically expanded. Both of them works. They definitely expanded the equation. One is more right than the other, but I don't care. I only said expand. So um so expanded form. They expanded. That's good enough. And they can literally multiply one by each and every one. That'll still be the right answer. Technically, I didn't say simplify. If I said simplify, then that's another story. But I never said that. So therefore it's the right answer. Completely evil, but you know, actually this is more evil for the actual grader than anything else because they have to understand the process and they have to use their brain. Oh wait a second, this is not. Oh right, I made this into part A, part B, part which is interesting. I thought it would be less painful than doing this, but it's way more painful. Good job, Darren. A is the answer for this one. And then C, what did I put for C? Um, uh, so C, is basically saying what is, so it defies logic, but how much of that is fast? So all, okay, so all integers above. So in the case of negative, which how much of it is possible? Well, I should really write a period here, but I will take two answers. Number one is above all. That is more than 5 divided by 2. Yes. So that works, but there's a problem here. I only asked for in the case of a negative. I didn't imply all integers. So, or I'll take 5-2. Now, I didn't do partial credit for any of this except for one because that implies for everything because no I or E. That's a pain in the butt. So now I'm gonna write full credit on all of them. Actually, I need to think of a point system. Let me think about. I'm just gonna put them as 1 point. I don't see any point to making it like complicated point system right now because they're all, in my opinion, simple for now. I'm not sure. I skipped the algebra one because you know, yeah. I would. This is what is this? So let me bold this. Okay, so what I'll do is 0.9 for this point. Why 0.9? Because it would annoy the student to heck just to put 0.99. You know what? Just to be even more eviler, 99. Because technically speaking, you technically can choose I, just it would be confusing. So just for a little punishment for their disobedience, you put 0.99 because I'm pretty sure at least that 0.99 can be calculated. It would just be annoying for your student to just see that 0.99. And nowadays it's on Chromebook computer, so we don't even have to worry about that. Yay. And if you want to round up, go ahead. So, or just to put it, just to troll them, put them in the mark over there. And this mark will be for any time they put E and I here, just make the first question 0.99 just to annoy them. And if you want to make it easier for your grade, just put 1 and then just troll the student a little bit. Yeah, I'm a evil teacher. Uh, yeah, I'm a evil student that wants to torture other students because I'm just a crazy noob. All right, this one, if they chose this one, that's 0.5, 0.5. uh, P. I'll just call it P for now. That's fine with you guys, right? Hopefully. And 0.5 for that one. And obviously this applies to this one too. So if this guy chose this one instead, that's totally fine with me. Oh, wait a second. I hope you can apply that. I mean, yeah, any form of this would be fine. So basically saying that because I did not technically say anything about that, so actually technically saying everything is equal is good enough. But I did say make an equation. That's the only reason that's applying here. So number three, 1 point here, and I don't really see any other ways you could do this without taking off a teacher. Actually, I can think of a few ways. So if you are totally an evil student, they could definitely put this thing into your uh, thing, right? X equal a, b plus b plus a. X equal b plus a plus b. I don't know. Students are evil. And this could totally happen. I'm not sure how likely that's gonna happen, but students are evil. So I don't see any ways you could do partial, but if actually I can see one. Um, if they make a variable mistake, doc make then 0.9p. It's a variable mistake. It's fine. They know the concept. I don't care. Um, so same reason as question 3, then 0.9p because they're all 1 point. I don't really care. Then not an equation. Really, I don't see any reason, any way you can screw this up. It's because just make an actually fail to make an equation 0.5p. I don't know how they would do that. So number this one, 6. Again, they might be confused and use z instead, which I can see. And I asked for what is a. So actually, I should say find a because if I say what is a, they could put x minus y, and then yeah. So find a. Find a. I should be more direct with these. So yeah. Okay, so I did 3, right? So what do I want here? I don't think I actually want to dock any points for this. Like how? So how about this? If wrong, just give them 0.5p. Well, yeah. I don't know how you screw that. I mean, there's a way. Um, okay. If they put the what would it be? X2 4 give 0.8p. So I should put that here just to indicate that's first. Excuse me. That should work. And then this one over here for number 7. So okay. So maybe they don't know what they're doing. So if wrong, um, sure, why not? 0.5p. If wrong, within reason. What that I don't know if I should put that there. So yeah, just dock them 0.5. That's good enough. Number 5 is good. No, number 7, sorry. Number 8, expanded form. And you know what? If wrong, I'm gonna make a conditional key over here because there's so many things I can't really give partial credit. All right, if wrong within some reasonably bounded, reasonably bounded reason, give 0.5 p. Yeah, reasonably. Like I don't know which what's considered reasonably. That should be good. They're just beginning algebra, right? I don't think they should have that much pressure. Um, if you're using this as like a diagnostic or something, and then I'll probably add on to this because it's gonna be part one of the basics. Part two is gonna be something more. Anyways, 8 would make part B, A. So if they chose everything but um, D will give a partial credit. Give about 0.8 p. Just give them 0.8. And actually, think about it. If everyone's gonna get 0. This one should be changed too because 0.5 is for like something you didn't screw. You like if my grading system is correct. So maybe actually just give them 7. A pass on the bat. Because I'm pretty sure that's a C. That should be good. And remember, just starting, so you can't expect a lot from them. Yeah. Because if they get a completely wrong answer, they at least get 0.5, so they don't get screwed over. All integers above. More. Okay, this is the one of the harder ones. And literally, this is all you need for the right answer, and they get 1 point. Because, well, um, actually, they had to write up until, or maybe more than, or actually, sorry, more than would be good. Sorry, more than 0.5. That's good enough answer for me. But if they got it, I don't know. What kind of answer can they do wrong with this one? So I put all if all integers. Then if they do that, if so that's our basics. I'm not done with it. Obviously, this is part one. Part two will be later. And yes, we're gonna go all the way until like matrix and everything. And I'm gonna make questions for everything. And I'm gonna explain everything. Now it's an explanation. I know it's like 30 minutes long. More than that. The next few videos probably won't be this long, like 40 minutes. Seriously, sometimes you might want to skip to the end. So what I'm looking for here is just basic knowledge of variables. Over here, I'm looking for a basic idea of property of those portion, parentheses, identity power. Over here, number 3, I'm looking for the ability to know that you can switch over it, and then there's different ways to evaluate and express A, and sorry, X, right? Express X in different ways. Number 4, I'm just looking for the property of you having 2 and you can multiply everything else. That's all I'm looking for in there. Same reason as there. And then number 5, I'm looking for your ability to make an equation and notice the equation. Any freaking equation would work. If you fail to make an equation for some reason, as long as reasonably doubted, you get 0.5. If you put donkey or something, then no. But as again, I'm a noob. Number 6, I'm just looking for your ability to plug in. That's all I'm looking for. Number 7, I'm looking for your ability to make an equation with words. I have some words here. I want you to make an equation out of it. That's all I'm looking for. Number 8, I'm looking your ability to expand something and then logically realize that 5 divided by 1,000 is impossible. Um, everything. Alright. Sorry. Actually, I have to write B, C, E, uh, so if I do this, it will be, will give partial credit. Yeah. All right, and then what else is there for number 8? In the end, in the case of a negative, I'm just looking for your ability to notice if that negative is like a pair. That would be possible, and then for therefore, I'm looking for your ability to notice that if you have a parenthesis with x minus and x plus 1 and parentheses 2x minus 5. Oh wait, minus 5. That's why you don't do it in your head. I made a mistake over here if you didn't know. My God, you can't believe I didn't notice that until now. So it was minus 5 and minus 5 because you have that. Oh wait, sorry about that. My mistake. They probably were laughing at me. Anyway, part C, I'm looking for just the ability to notice that if you have a 5 divided by 2, that would equal 0. And I should write more than or equal to because you can equal that or equal to. And then I should write more than or equal to because technically speaking, as soon as it's off the negative zone, it would work. Please write in the comments if I made a mistake so I can fix it for part 2. Part 2 will be coming up soon. So thank you for your time. And then all this will be in the description, so you don't have to really check anything. You can just come um, and tell me, and then I'll fix it in there. Yeah. So